What's going on, everyone? So today we are going to do the most in-depth overview of the Shapeoko. We got the double XL right here from the Carbide 3D, Carbide Create, but this really applies to any Shapeoko sized machine out there. Instead of going to 30 different videos and trying to find the information that you want, you should be able to find it right here in this video by itself. Not only that, we are going to create a special playlist just for the Shapeoko for all of your questions, all of your needs, and all of your how-tos. So in upcoming videos, we'll look at how to make clamps, spoil boards, your basic maintenance of the machine, what type of bits you should have and what type you should use for certain projects, how to make your machine run faster, and so on. But today's video, let's talk about where to buy your machine to save you some money. Then we will do the full review for the Shapeoko extra large. Up first, let's talk about the purchasing. Where should you buy this machine? Now you can go to the Shapeoko website at shapeoko.com and pretty much get everything you need. You will also spend $100 for shipping and handling. I will show you an alternative here in a second where to get it free shipping and handling, but what do you actually get with this machine? Well, basically it's turnkey. You're going to get the CNC router, you're going to get all the tools needed, which is basically an Allen wrench and a couple wrenches itself. Design software, it's free. You can download it off of the website. It's not like you're going to get a CD with it. I'll show you how to do that in an upcoming video. You get the 201 end mill. It's a 1/4 inch. Definitely an important bit to have, and that's basically it. We'll talk about assembly here in a bit, but again, it's basically turnkey. Now, that being said, if you want to buy it from the Shapeoko site, that's fine. You're going to pay an extra $100 shipping. If you go to the Matter Hackers site, it's matterhackers.com. They're in no way sponsoring this video. I paid 100% cash out of my own pocket. I don't have anything to do with them. They don't have anything to do with us, but I'm trying to save you some money. So $100 off of the shipping allows you to buy a couple extra bits. Now they do have the different packages available. You have the extra large, the extra large, or just the large. I went with the extra large. You can go with the Makita router or the DeWalt router. Or if you want to make it a little bit cheaper for yourself, you can buy these without the router at all. Now, as far as it goes with the router, the Makita's a little quieter. The DeWalt, the first one I had, it pretty much burned up on me within 100 hours of use. I was a little disappointed. I did fix that wire, put some new brushes in, and it works fine now. But just saying, I only went with the DeWalt because of the features that I could add on to it rather than specs. And just to show you real quick, you do have the smaller unit, which is about $1,200. The XL, you're looking at $1,600, and the one that I have right now, the extra large, you're looking at around $1,800. It was $1,850. It looks like it went down $20. All of these do include the router. Basically, a turnkey operation. As soon as you put it together, it is ready to start cutting. It's because you spent $1,830 on this machine and it's ready to go. Basically, once you get it together. Do not think that that is the only amount of money that you will need to spend. I am going to go over the bits, and I am going to go over some of the other options that you should definitely consider buying when you get this machine, or you're going to kick yourself in the butt afterwards. Now, when you find your machine on the page, such as the extra large, you're going to see on the right-hand side available add-ons. One issue I have with the Shapeoko machine is that they are constantly out of stock. The good news is you can go to the X-Carve site and buy pieces for your router that you need. It'll actually work just fine because the X-Carve and the Shapeoko uses the exact same routers, the Makita and the DeWalt. The DeWalt router that I'm using and that comes with every machine is the DeWalt 611. Now let's talk about the bits you are going to need. Again, you are going to get the 201 end mill that comes with the machine. That's great and all, but that's not going to do everything you need to do by far. You're going to need to do smaller carvings. You're going to need more detailed work. Here are the bits that I would stay away from. Do not buy the ball cutters yet. Ball cutters are great for 3D work, and I can guarantee you when you start out, you are not going to be anywhere close to being 3D work ready. So do not waste your money on these. They're just going to sit in the drawer. Now you can buy a lot of different bits on Amazon and they're a pretty good price. Right here you're looking at $45, but you do get 3 of these. This is my favorite cutter out of every other cutter. Now this is an eighth of an inch. We'll get into that here in a bit, what else you're going to need to buy to operate this bit, but it's the 122, and you can do some really fine detailed work with this. Again, $45, but you get 3 of them. You have to take it a little slow on these. We'll talk about that later down, the playlist and some newer videos, but definitely pick this up. It's the 1/8 inch. Now the other 2 bits that I would definitely recommend you getting, one, you got the 60-degree V-carve bit and the 90-degree V-carve bit. The V-carve bits, the 60-degree goes deeper than the 90-degree. The 90-degree a little bit more shallow, but they are both excellent for writing names, letters, numbers. These are the bits that you want to use when you are writing those types of things on your material. Now, those shanks on those V-bits are 1/4 inch. Everything that comes with the machine is set up to run 1/4 inch. To call it on the router, 1/4 inch. You are going to have to buy a special collet because DeWalt does not make one. I'm not really sure about the Makita, but I know that DeWalt does not make a collet to fit 1/8 inch bits. So I'm going to show you where to go to get your collet because, well, Matter Hackers and Shapeoko, they never have them in stock. But those are the 3 bits that I would definitely recommend you get when you purchase your machine. If you don't, you're going to have a hard time doing anything because that 201 end mill, it's not going to do that much for you. So now we're heading back over to the X-Carve. Remember I told you everything you buy for the DeWalt router over there is basically going to work on the router that you bought from the Matter Hackers or the Shapeoko site. If you want to use a 1/8 bit, which you definitely are going to, you're going to have the precision grade collet. And you can find these on Amazon, you can find them on eBay, but they're basically the same cost on this site here on the X-Carve sites. Not only are you going to need the collet, you're going to need the nut. Now, I think they actually make these over there. This is the DeWalt 611 Precision Collet Nut. Again, $21. This is really the only site I could find this nut. So you're definitely want to head over to the X-Carve site, pick this up because you'll need both of those. But not only that, you will need the special tool to loosen this. If you want to loosen tight and make sure that your bits are in there right, you're going to have this. It actually works pretty well, but another $14. So you can see things start adding up. You're going to need bits. You're going to need the special collet for your 1/8, and you're also going to need that wrench. Now, whether or not you decide to buy these when you go to buy your machine, that's up to you. I will tell you though, within the first week or 2, you're going to sit there and kick yourself in the butt and say, I wish I would have bought these because now I can't run 1/8 bits and I'm only able to do certain things on my machine. Maybe I can draw some letters, some numbers. Whoopee, you're not going to be able to do any pictures or anything. Not with great detail anyway, without these. So I'm just being honest with you. Definitely look into getting these tools with your machine. Assembly was actually not all that bad. When the boxes arrived, it came in one giant box. Actually, it wasn't even that giant. I was really expecting to open it up and have 50 million different boxes with 50 million different bags, and that was not the case. This is basically what you get out of that one box once you open it up. It took me about 7 hours by myself to put it together, but you had everything you needed stored away nicely to put it together. Now, if you go to the Shapeoko website, they have a step-by-step process instructional manual to put your machine together. Depending on what size machine you have, you download those files. The only issue I had was some of the pictures were taking way too close to the actual object that they were trying to show you. They needed to step back a little bit because sometimes it got confusing because a lot of the parts looked the same. I'll try to show you some of the parts here in the review portion of this video that I struggle with to make it a little bit easier for you when you're putting yours together. But as far as it goes with the base frame, definitely the easiest part to assemble. Comes with everything you need, including the MDF board. The one thing that I was intimidated by was the actual carriages, the X, the Y, and the Z. But to be honest with you, very easy to put these together. The belts going through this, very simple to put on. That being said, take a little extra time putting these together. You want to make sure that they are tight and snug in areas that they need to be tight and snug. This is the most abused area of the entire machine. A lot of moving parts, a lot of vibration because of that router, so you definitely want to do a little extra detail work with this. Now the rail system also pretty simple to put together. You can see down here it says read full instructions, rail system. When you click those links, it will take you to more pictures. Now when I was putting together the table to hold my Shapeoko, I used two DeWalt horses and I used one rigid flip top table to support the weight in the middle. I was obsessed with trying to get it level, perfectly level, to the point that it took me an extra hour or two just to get it to where I thought I needed it to be. In reality, you actually have adjustable feet on the rail system, which is nice, so you can actually level it out once you get your machine together. So even if your table is not perfectly level, you can do that once your rail system is put together. So that's a nice little feature I wish I would have known about before I put this thing together. Now, you also have a belt system. This is what takes those pulleys and moves them back and forth, the left, the right, the Z-axis, all that fun stuff. Actually pretty simple to put together. I will show you a close-up look in the review, but again, the pictures were not that great. I'm looking at this picture and saying, what the hell is this? But I will tell you, this machine is sort of like a giant jigsaw puzzle. Once you start getting the corner pieces put together, everything else is rather simple and you start basically figuring it out on your own. So the directions are not the best. The same thing goes for the electrical. I'm looking at this picture, and even though a lot of these are marked and tell you where to put them, some of them aren't. You try to look at the picture and you're just scratching your head. So what I'll do is in the reviews section of this video, I will put close-up pictures or images for you to look at because I couldn't find any online. I had to go to 30 different videos to figure out where the limit switches went and where, the wiring went in and all that fun stuff. So it was a little bit of a headache. The nice thing about putting this together yourself is when something does happen, and you will do maintenance work on this machine down the road, you will know exactly how to do that. So you're basically taking this machine, you're building it, and now you know how it functions, what goes where, and when you need to do the maintenance work or tightening or the adjustments, you're able to do that pretty easily. Now they will give you zip ties, they will give you everything you need, some tape to make sure that your wires are secured in place. I haven't had any issues with the wires getting in contact with anything else or trying to rip off the side of the machine or anything like that. It was pretty nice. I will talk about an issue I have with the cable tray up on top here, but other than that, really nice setup, real easy to clean up those wires. The last part of assembling this machine is putting on your router and the spindle installation. It's actually really easy, but this is one area that you definitely want to make sure that you tighten those bolts down because, again, this is the most used vibrated area, the most abused area on the machine. It will start to loosen up on you eventually in the future. Very easy to tighten and adjust, but make sure that when you're putting this together, you put a little extra time and effort into it because you don't want to sit there and constantly be messing around with this down the road. You want to tighten those up and make sure that router's not moving around on you. I'll show you some of the pictures later in the review. So really, it's not all that bad to assemble. Again, about 7 hours. I will put up close pictures in the review video that I will have up tonight. This is episode 1. That'll be episode 2. Right now, we just wanted to focus on how to save you a little bit of money. What it takes to assemble this thing. You're looking about 7 hours. But in the review video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I really had issues with, some of the things that I really like, and how to prevent issues from happening in the future. Again, that video will be up tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more videos. We'll be back with more soon.